Many people think squats are the gold standard for leg strength. That idea is common. It is also incomplete. After the age of 50, the body does not respond the same way it did at 25. The knees, in particular, become less forgiving. Cartilage may wear down. Joint fluid may decrease. The muscles that support the knee can weaken over time. Because of that, a deep squat can place too much pressure on the joint, especially when form is poor or mobility is limited. This does not mean squats are bad. It means they are not automatically the smartest exercise for everyone. That is the real point. A movement can be popular and still be wrong for your body. When older adults force deep squats, they often feel pain in the front of the knee. Some feel stiffness later in the day. Others avoid training completely because the exercise scares them. That is a stupid trade. Training should build confidence, not create fear. It should improve movement, not punish the joints. The goal after 50 is not to copy what younger people do in the gym. The goal is to stay strong, stable, and independent. If an exercise overloads the knees without giving practical benefit, it is not worth worshiping. Smart training matters more than ego, always. So yes, squats can still work for some people, but for many older adults, especially those with knee pain, limited balance, or reduced mobility, they are not the first exercise I would choose. I would choose safer, more functional movements first. After 50, the real problem is not just strength. It is loss of control. A lot of people over 50 think the answer is simple. They believe weak legs are the whole problem. That is only half true. Strength matters, of course. But the bigger issue is often balance, coordination, and control. That is what starts to disappear first. And when that goes, everything gets harder. You may still be able to walk, you may still be able to stand up, but if your body cannot control movement well, small actions become dangerous. Stepping off a curb, turning too fast, walking on uneven ground, going down stairs. These are the moments when people lose confidence. Not because they are completely weak, but because their body no longer responds smoothly. That is why training only for raw power is not enough. If you can push hard but cannot stabilize, you are still at risk. You need stronger support muscles. You need better balance. You need cleaner movement patterns. You need to trust your body again. I have seen this again and again. People do basic workouts for months, but they still feel shaky. Why? Because they trained force, not control. That is the mistake. And it is the kind of mistake that keeps older adults frustrated, hesitant, and one bad step away from falling. So stop training like a hero from the past. Train like a smart person who wants a strong future. Build stability, build control, build confidence. If this message helps you, register now and take action today. Drop a comment below with "I will take action" if you want stronger knees, better balance, and more confidence in every step. Walking and regular squats are not enough to protect you from real-life falls. Many people believe that if they walk every day and do a few squats, they are doing enough. I do not buy that. Walking is good for circulation, mood, and general movement. Squats can help with basic leg strength, but neither one fully prepares the body for the kind of challenges that cause falls in real life. Real life is messy. You do not fall because you failed a perfect gym rep. You fall when you step down too fast, shift your weight the wrong way, turn suddenly, or lose balance on an uneven surface. That is where the weakness shows up. And that is exactly what simple walking and standard squats often fail to train. They do not train controlled lowering very well. They do not train side-to-side strength enough. They do not challenge your balance in unpredictable positions. They do not teach your body how to react when movement is awkward, fast, or unstable. That is the gap. And if you ignore that gap, you are training for comfort, not for reality. I have seen older adults who can walk every morning and still feel nervous on stairs. I have seen people who can squat in a workout but hesitate when stepping off a curb. That should wake you up. Exercise must match real life, or it loses value. The goal is not just to move. The goal is to move safely, confidently, and under control. That takes smarter training, not lazy routines, not fake comfort. Train for the movements that actually keep you on your feet. The better answer is not one magic move. It is the right 3 movements. This is where most people get it wrong. They keep looking for one perfect exercise, as if one movement will fix every knee problem. That is fantasy. The body does not work like that. After 50, you need a smarter approach. Not random effort, not blind stubbornness. You need movements that train strength, control, and stability together. That is why I focus on 3 exercises instead of worshiping the squat. Each one solves a real problem. Each one trains a pattern your body actually uses in daily life. And that matters far more than doing some popular gym exercise just because everyone else does it. The first movement improves controlled lowering, which helps when stepping down stairs or off a curb. The second trains the ability to sit down and stand up safely, which is one of the most basic signs of independence. The third builds side-to-side stability, which is critical for balance and for preventing those ugly, unexpected falls. Together, these 3 movements do something squats alone often fail to do. They train the body for reality. They help the knees by improving support around the joint. They teach the muscles to work in a more useful way. And they build confidence, which weak people lose first. I do not care about flashy workouts. I care about results that keep you strong in real life. If your training does not help you walk better, move safer, and feel more stable, then it is noise. The smart path is simple. Stop chasing one exercise and start building a body that actually works. Step downs train the exact control your knees need in real life. This is one of the most useful exercises for adults over 50, and most people ignore it because it looks too simple. That is foolish. Simple does not mean weak. Step downs train something many older adults desperately need: controlled lowering. That means teaching your body how to go down safely, slowly, and without collapsing into the knee. Think about daily life. You step off a curb, you go downstairs, you move off a sidewalk. These are not big athletic moments, but they are where people lose balance, twist a knee, or feel that sharp fear in the joint. A regular squat does not always prepare you for that. A step down does, because it forces the leg to control body weight through the lowering phase. That is the gold right there. The muscles around the knee learn to stabilize instead of just push. The hips and glutes start doing their job. The ankle, knee, and hip learn to work together. And when that happens, movement becomes smoother, safer, and less painful. I like this exercise because it builds confidence fast. Done correctly, it can help reduce that shaky feeling when going downhill or downstairs. It also teaches patience and control, which weak-minded people often avoid because they want flashy workouts instead of useful ones. If you want stronger knees, better balance, and more confidence in daily movement, stop skipping the basics that actually work. Register now and start training smarter. And comment, "I will take action" below if you are ready to protect your knees and move with control again. Sit to stand is one of the most practical exercises you can do after 50. I like this movement because it is brutally honest. It is not flashy. It is not trendy, but it exposes the truth fast. If you struggle to stand up from a chair without using your hands, your body is already losing function. That is not a small warning. That is the beginning of dependence. Sit to stand trains one of the most important movements in daily life, getting up safely and under control. You do it when you leave the couch, get off the toilet, rise from the dinner table, or stand after resting. If that movement becomes weak, slow, or painful, daily life starts punishing you in small ways. Then those small ways become big problems. What makes this exercise so powerful is that it builds real-world strength. It trains the thighs, glutes, and core at the same time. It also improves coordination, posture, and balance. Your body learns how to shift weight properly, create force from the hips, and rise without collapsing forward like a tired old machine. This is the kind of exercise I respect because it directly supports independence. Not gym vanity, not fake progress, real function. If you can sit down and stand up with control, you are protecting your future. If you cannot, then stop lying to yourself and start fixing it now. The goal after 50 is simple. Stay capable, stay steady, stay in control of your own life. Sit to stand helps you do exactly that, and that is why it deserves far more respect than most people give it. Lateral step-ups build the side-to-side strength that protects you when life gets unstable. Most people train like movement only happens straight ahead. That is a mistake. Real life does not work in one direction. You turn, pivot, shift, reach, and step sideways all the time. And when the body is weak in that lateral direction, balance breaks down fast. That is where lateral step-ups become so valuable. This exercise targets the muscles that stabilize the hips and pelvis, especially the glute medius. That muscle may not look impressive, but it does serious work. When it is weak, the knees often pay the price. The leg may collapse inward. The body may wobble. Stairs feel awkward. Uneven ground feels risky. And suddenly a simple sideways movement becomes a threat. Lateral step-ups train the body to control weight while moving side to side. That matters because many falls do not happen when walking in a straight line. They happen when people shift, twist, or catch themselves at a bad angle. This exercise helps close that gap. It teaches the hips, knees, and ankles to stay organized under pressure. I like it because it builds the kind of strength people actually need, but often ignore. Not show-off strength, useful strength. The kind that helps you step onto a curb, move around furniture, or recover when your footing is off. That is real-world value. If your training ignores lateral stability, then your program has a hole in it, a dangerous one. Build the side muscles, strengthen the hips, protect the knees, and stop training like a machine that only moves forward. After 50, the goal is not to prove strength. The goal is to protect your freedom. This is the mindset shift most people need, and too many refuse to accept it. They keep training like the goal is to impress someone. More weight, more reps, more ego. That is nonsense. After 50, the real target is not performance for show. It is function for life. What matters now is simple. Can you move without pain? Can you get up without struggle? Can you walk with confidence? Can you keep your balance when the ground is uneven, the stairs are steep, or your body is tired? That is the real test, not what happens in a perfect gym setting. Real life is the test. Smart training is about preserving independence. It is about staying able to carry your groceries, climb your stairs, get out of bed, and live without constantly depending on someone else. That is real power, quiet power, useful power. And it matters far more than pretending to be tough for a few seconds in a workout. I do not respect training built on ego. Ego gets older adults hurt. I respect training that keeps the body capable, stable, and reliable. That means choosing movements that reduce joint stress, improve balance, and build confidence. Not just movements that look hard. So the mission after 50 is clear. Train for freedom. Train for control. Train so your body still works when life demands something from you. Forget the circus. Forget the pride. Build a body that keeps you independent, steady, and strong where it actually counts. This information is helpful, but it is not a replacement for medical advice. Let me make this clear. Exercise can help a lot, but it is not magic. And it is not a license to ignore pain, act reckless, or pretend your body has no limits. That kind of stubborn behavior is exactly what gets people hurt. If your knees are swollen, unstable, sharply painful, or recovering from surgery, you do not need blind motivation. You need proper guidance. The purpose of this kind of training is to improve movement safely. It is meant to build strength, balance, and confidence step by step. But every body is different. Some people have arthritis, some have old injuries, some have joint damage they never dealt with properly. In those cases, the same exercise can help one person and harm another if done carelessly. That is why you must respect your condition. If pain keeps increasing, if the knee gives out, or if daily movement feels worse after training, stop acting tough and get checked by a qualified doctor or physical therapist. Smart people adjust. Foolish people push through everything and pay for it later. I believe in training hard, But I believe even more in training wisely. The goal is long-term freedom, not short-term ego. Protect the joints, listen to warning signs, build function the right way. That is how you stay active without destroying yourself. If you are ready to train smarter, register now and take the first step today. And comment, "I will take action" below if you want stronger knees, safer movement, and a body that still works for you in real life.